Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the KEHS Coaches Show, brought to you by Episcopal High School's Night Vision News. I'm Liam Griffin. Glad you could be with us on this Friday evening as we await the 7 o'clock kickoff between your host Episcopal Knights and the Legacy School of Sports Sciences. Joining us on tonight's pregame show is offensive line coach Kary Kemble. Coach, thank you so much for joining the program tonight.
Thank you.
All right, before we get into tonight's game, let's take a look back at the first 7 performances of the year. What would you say have been the biggest positive from your unit in those contests?
I think the growth that we've seen from last year, the ability to recognize the defensive front, being able to make the adjustments, the communication that the offensive line is taking, and just to be able to overcome that adversity in the early part of the game and make the adjustments necessary.
All right, now the offensive line does not have a single senior. While that is a plus for next year, has it been an issue at all this year?
No, not really, because at least 3 of these guys saw a bunch of playing time last year at these positions. And so they've come with a lot of game experience, maturity.
All right, now following an emotional game last week against Kincaid, how do you feel your team's going to respond tonight?
That's a good question. There's always that letdown after a big game, and it's tough to get up for every game. But these guys, I think, have developed the work ethic and the attitude to go one play at a time, one game at a time. So I think they'll respond in the proper fashion.
Okay, now tonight's game. What can we expect from the Texas Charter School Legacy defensively?
Well, that's another good question. They're a school that's a second-year school. They're still beginning. There's guys that have moved in and out. But I think what you're going to see, they haven't played in 3 weeks, so I think you're going to see a very enthusiastic team. I think you're going to see a team that's wanting to play, been waiting to play. So they're going to come out with a lot of excitement, enthusiasm. We're going to have to handle that right off the bat.
Now, what will the boys have to do well tonight to earn their 5th straight win?
Probably the same things they've done for the first 7 games. They're going to have to come out and be physical. They're going to have to communicate. They're going to have to figure out what their defensive scheme is and then make the proper adjustments.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you again for joining us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
This has been the KEHS Coaches Show. Join us prior to the start of every home game broadcast and at halftime as we bring you interviews with members of the Episcopal Knights coaching staff.